Don't let one customer change the way you're operating your business. And I thought about that. You know, I said, it's like if every customer out there, let's say we're running an ice cream shop, and 95% of the people like strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate, and maybe one day we'll get crazy and mix the vanilla and chocolate and call it swirl. That's what we offer as an ice cream shop. Picture that as your lawn business. You offer this service, that service, and this service. That's what we offer. We're great at it. We have the best vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and swirl in town. And somebody comes in and says, hey, I want snickerdoodle. I want some snickerdoodle ice cream. And you think, okay, somebody wants snickerdoodle. Now, we've been making, for the last 20 years, we've had the best vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and swirl in town, and we've done a great business, and we grow every single year, and now such and such wants to come in here and get snickerdoodle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start offering snickerdoodle to this person. And what happens? Because you now got snickerdoodle in, and you got one customer that wants snickerdoodle, your vanilla and your strawberry and your chocolate are starting to slip a little bit. And you've let this one customer come in and change the way that you ran the ice cream business that you had ran so great and had been making the best vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate and swirl ice cream in town for the longest time, is now gotten sidetracked making snickerdoodle because one customer came in and wanted that. Okay? It's so important for you to maintain. This is what we offer. We do it the best in town. We are reliable, professional, and we will do the best job in town because we're focused on this. Does that mean you can't go off and do something else? No, it doesn't mean you can't do it. If you want to go buy a curbing machine and start putting concrete curbs around people's flower beds, that's fine. There's people that probably make a lot of money doing that. But if you just say one customer asks you about doing that and you go buy a concrete curbing machine and now it's affecting your mowing and you're trying to, it's the snickerdoodle, man. It's like you tried to go out and make the snickerdoodle because one person asked you about it, and now you can't give the snickerdoodle away anymore, and your vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate starting to slip a little bit, okay? Stay in control of your business. Stay focused on what you're trying to do. Make the best vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate you possibly can, and don't expand or change the way you're doing something unless it makes perfectly good sense both for you and the customer. Not just because the customer wants it, but it has to also make sense for you as the business owner. Don't forget this. I need to do more videos like this, not just for you guys, but believe me, I need to hear this message myself. And hey, listen, let's say you've already done this, you've made a mistake, the customers have taken over your business and you don't have any control anymore. Do this. Go to your local ice cream store, get you a big cup of snickerdoodle ice cream and sit there and eat the whole thing and think about, you know what? There's nothing wrong with snickerdoodle ice cream. And maybe one day I'll be a snickerdoodle ice cream lawn company. But for right now, I need to get focused back on having the best vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate in town. If you lost your job, there are people still working. One is the people that throw this in my driveway twice a week, regardless. Birmingham News. It's a sale paper. There's no actual news in here. Maybe there is, I don't know. I rarely even take it out of the plastic. But they throw it in my driveway twice a week, and I wish that they would stop. All right, the last thing I want to say, and I can't demonstrate this one, thankfully, but sometimes in the lawn biz, I used to feel like I'd get stung by a wasp or something every year almost. You're using your trimmer along a fence, and here they come out of the wood fence, and they light you up before you know what happened. Just the other day, I got hit by a yellow jacket on the hand planting some flowers, you know, so I just really don't like those things. So sometimes, again, wasp spray is probably the better situation, but I have in times when I open a fence gate or something, the wasps come everywhere. In a pinch, I have to use my string trimmer as a self-defense mechanism against the wasps, okay? So here's how it works. Let me just show you real quick. Crank it up, the wasps are flying everywhere. And if you hit one, it works way better than a fly swatter. I promise you, it'll take them down if you hit them. So self-defense against wasps is the last skill I'm going to mention to you today. So let me give you an example. Recently, I took our van, we have a minivan, and we took it to the dealership where I had purchased the tires for it, and to get an oil change. Okay, so I don't like going to the dealership. They take too long. You know, you go get your oil change, it's over an hour sometimes. But since I purchased the tires there, they were willing to, they rotate the tires for free, and that needed done. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna take it over there. It was raining. I'll just work on the computer while they're working on my car. So that's what I did. So here's what happened. They come out, you know, they're very professional, very nice. They've got donuts there, they got fruit. I mean, they have sandwiches for lunch. They treat you great. They give you a free token to get your car washed when you leave. Everything goes great. And they change the oil, talk through me, you know, about what all, you know, give me some information about the car and say, hey, we'd like to make an appointment for your next oil change. I said, no, I don't want to make an appointment. I'll come when it needs it. And then everything was fine, and I leave. And you think, okay, well, what's the point? Well, here's the point. After I leave, getting the oil changed and the tires rotated, you know, you spend whatever, $30, $40 doing that. They email me and want to do an email satisfaction survey. And then they call me and back and said, they called me the same day I'd went, and they said, hey, we know you hadn't been in a while. Can we make an appointment with you? I said, well, I actually came in this morning to get my oil changed. So I said, you know, I've already taken care of that. Then they call and want to do a customer satisfaction survey and want to know how my experience was. And I just told that lady, I said, listen, y'all are emailing me, you're calling me about my appointment. I'm getting regular emails from you guys, whether coupons, reminder, why hadn't we seen you in a while? Y'all are calling me to set up an appointment. I show up, you call me to know how the appointment was. I said, listen, everything was great about the experience, but I don't have time to sit here and take a bunch of customer satisfaction surveys after I got my oil change. Okay, it went great. The part that's not great is y'all keep calling wanting to know how great it was. But sometimes customers say things that simply are not true, and I don't typically tell them to their face that, hey, you know, that's not true what you're telling me. But these are some of the ones that I have been told, and I wanted to get you guys to add a list in the comment section. So, number one thing that the customers tell the lawn care provider that's not true is that the check is in the mail. You know, it's just something they say to make them feel better about themselves. I don't believe it when they tell it to me. They don't believe it when they tell it to me. Neither of us believe it. We kind of like nod our head and be like, okay, yeah, you put the check in the mail this morning. I'm sure you did. I'm sure I'll get it tomorrow. You know, number two thing that customers tell you, tell their lawn care provider that's not true is, my dog doesn't bite. I had somebody tell me that today. This dog was growling at me and just shaking his head back and forth like he wanted to gnaw my leg off and charging after me. And finally, the homeowner came out that lived there next door, and I was like, hey, your dog's trying to bite me. And what do they say? Oh, my dog doesn't bite. Yeah, they left off a key word there. My dog doesn't bite. What they should have said was, my dog doesn't bite me, okay? My dog doesn't bite me, but it may very well bite you because you're the lawn guy, okay? So anyway, it's hilarious. My dog doesn't bite. Yeah, right. Your dog was trying to chew my leg off, but fortunately it didn't happen. I didn't have to defend myself against the dog. Okay, and the number three thing that a lawn care customer will tell their lawn care provider that's not true is something like this. They'll say, oh, I just got your text. So let me give you an example. Sometimes when you run into a customer who owes you money and you say, hey, just came by to see about getting the money from the last time. Oh, I just got your text. Yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago. No, you didn't. Okay. Hey guys, my name's Jason Creel. Today was a very exciting day for my business, but not for a reason that you might normally think. Today I actually lost a customer, and I want to celebrate losing a customer, and that may sound strange, but let me explain to you why you should get just as excited about losing a customer sometimes as you do gaining one. Stay tuned. I have a vision one day, and I want you to join me in this vision of what your lawn business will look like years down the road. When I'm talking about it's basically complete, what would the perfect lawn business look like? Well, in a perfect lawn care business, all your customers would pay on time. They would be reasonable toward you. They would treat you like a human being. Your employees would be great. They would show up on time. They would do what they would say they were going to do when they said they were going to do it. They would be respectful. They wouldn't take advantage of you, the business owner. Everything would go great in this perfect lawn care business. Well, we know that's not reality. Reality is you have customers that are hard to deal with sometimes. You know, most are great, and I don't want this video to come off as negative because it's not. But employees sometimes can be difficult to deal with too. They don't show up on time. They don't show up at all sometimes Monday after payday, so who knows what was going on over the weekend. But today I want to share with you a specific story about a customer that I lost today and why I actually took this as a moment to celebrate. So I've got a customer's name saved in my phone, and I've got it saved as first name, last name, and then after that it says too many questions. The reason being is because this particular customer, he was calling me regularly at night, and I've not had him very long as a customer, and he had very long, detailed questions about what's going on with his lawn. Now, I typically don't mind people asking questions. I actually like talking about what's going on in their lawn, trying to explain to them what I'm doing to their lawn, how I can make their lawn better, and what each application is going to be doing. But in this particular situation, I've been doing this quite a while, I kind of got a feeling that this customer was never going to be satisfied. Well, in that situation, you know, I can't afford to break one of the cardinal rules of a lawn care business, and that's losing control of your business. If you lose control of your business, whether that be you lost control of it to the customers or you lost control of it to your employees, either way, if you lost control and the customers begin running your business, you're no longer a business owner without a boss. You're actually a business owner with many, many, many bosses, and that is not what you set out to start our business for. At least it's not what I set out to start my business for. With that end picture in mind of what you're trying to build your business to become, this dream business one day with hundreds of customers that all pay on time, with your employees treating you respectfully, working hard, doing a good job, showing up on time, everything going smoothly like it does occasionally. And even, you know, maybe your equipment doesn't break down as much. You know, things are running the way you really wish they were. So what happens when you get a new customer? You get a new customer in a great neighborhood, pays on time, you're excited because that made you one step closer to that vision of what the perfect lawn business could be. Well, think about it this way. When you're able to subtract off one customer who obviously does not fit that vision, then you're also one step closer to that perfect lawn care business. Now, obviously, our lawn care business are never going to be perfect. There's always going to be difficulties, and that's part of it. We're not, you know, I'm just putting a vision out here. But if I can subtract off one less customer, and you got to be careful how you do this, that is holding my business back, whether they're not very profitable, they don't pay on time, they complain a lot, you know, whatever the reason, they just live too far out of the way, or some reason they don't fit what I'm trying to build, then when I lose that person, I'm actually gaining one step toward completing the perfect lawn care business. Just like picking up a new customer. Same thing with your employees. You got an employee that doesn't show up on time, doesn't work hard, and he quits. Celebrate. That's great. Good. You don't have to deal with him anymore. Okay, just like when you got that good employee who's great and who's helping your business run more efficiently. Both are positives. Now, obviously, turnover is difficult, whether it's with customers or employees. I'm not advocating losing customers on purpose, losing employees on purpose. I'm just saying, let's start building toward what we need to become, and if things are standing in the way, let's get rid of them. So let me tell you the specific situation with this customer who I had listed in my phone as first name, last name, too many questions. Well, I got the phone call. I go to do a weed control treatment on his lawn today, and I get a phone call a few hours later. First name, last name, too many questions. I say, hello, this is Jason. He says, hey, my name is first name, last name. I said, oh, hey, how's it going? He said, well, we need to talk. We need to talk about what's going on with my lawn, and if you're going to be able to make this lawn look great or not, because if you're not going to be able to make this lawn look great, then we need to talk about that and see, you know, what direction we need to go in. Now, you may sound like, well, that's a reasonable question. Well, there's nothing to be upset with. I agree with it. That is a reasonable question. The part that makes it not as reasonable is because when we started his lawn earlier this year, I told him that his lawn was not an ideal situation. I'd be happy to work on it. And I think I explained to him that his lawn's peak level is not going to be the same as other lawns' peak level. Why? The particular kind of grass he has, the particular situation of his lawn. So for instance, just to give you an example, he's got centipede grass and shade trees. Centipede doesn't grow under trees. Okay, so he's got huge bald spots. When I took over the lawn, his grass, centipede grass, was quite yellow. Well, it turns out he does a lot of treatments himself with products that are not labeled for centipede. So today we're talking. He said, I've still got some weeds in my yard and my grass is not looking that great. And I said, yeah, I realize that. I said, you know, I'm really concerned about the health of your grass. I said, but you also got to realize, you know, that you got shade trees in your front yard, and that centipede is never going to grow very well underneath those trees. And while you've got big bald spots in your yard where there's too much shade, I said it's very difficult to keep weeds out when there is no grass in those areas. So I tried to explain those things, and so he kind of kept on. He's like, well, I need to talk to you about whether my yard's gonna be able to reach its full potential. So I tried to explain it another way. I was like, listen, your yard is not going to be as nice as other people's yards. And so if you want to move on, I said, it doesn't bother me one way or another. I said, I'm happy to work on it. We'll continue putting the same products on it that I use on my own lawn that I know are good for the health. I said we've got to balance weed control and turf health. So we can't just blast it for weeds all the time, because like I said, when I took over your yard, it was yellow. It was struggling because of the chemicals you've been putting on it. And he told me today, he said, yeah, I sprayed 2,4-D on my lawn just recently trying to get rid of the weeds. Well, 2,4-D is not labeled for centipede. And so sometimes it's real difficult when the customer comes behind you and they start spraying stuff on the lawn after you sprayed something, and what they're spraying is not even labeled for that particular kind of grass, and they're causing damage to the turf, and then they're wondering why the turf is not as healthy as it should be. I said, so I told him in no uncertain terms, not rude, but I said, you've got to quit spraying 2,4-D on your lawn. It's gonna hurt the turf, and as long as you've got big bare spots, you're gonna have weeds. And so he kind of went on about, you know, well, what do we need to do? Can you make it look good? I said, listen, I said, I've got one more treatment this year. Well, you know, he said, all right, let's do that last treatment, and then I guess I'll figure it out on my own after that. And I said, that sounds great to me. I said, maybe you'll be able to do a better job than I could. So we end the phone call. I'm excited because, like I said, I knew this guy was not profitable. I had a feeling from the very beginning I wasn't going to be able to make him happy, and then that's been confirmed recently. And he's going behind me trying to do things to the lawn that are not healthy for the lawn. It's just a bad situation. No big deal, no hard feelings toward him. It's just not going to work out. I need to move on and find some customers with a more ideal situation. And there's always things to be learned. Maybe I could have done a better job communicating to him up front. Maybe I shouldn't even take on these kind of customers if it's a situation where the lawn is not going to have very high potential because too much shade or that sort of thing. So, you know, there's some lessons to be learned from me, but I look at it as I'm one step closer to the lawn business I want, because I can add a profitable customer and get rid of an unprofitable customer, do it in a strategic way that's not rude, but just say, yeah, it's probably best that we separate and you take care of yourself, or maybe try a different company. I wish you all the best. So what's the application? Don't take it personal if you lose that customer that you wasn't really thrilled about having anyway. It's probably for the best of your company. If your employee quits that was a pain anyway, celebrate it. That's probably for the best of your company. Try to replace him and don't look back. If that old jalopy of a lawnmower that you've been nursing along finally breaks down and dies, good. Now you can finally go and get something else. Yeah, it might cost more money, but get something. Think about, what do I want my business to look like in 5 years? And let's start working toward that with the customers, with the employees, with the equipment, everything, moving that direction. And things that are holding back, we need to move on from them. So here I am, celebrating, because my business just got one step closer to the perfect lawn care business. And we're gonna celebrate like the Cleveland Browns just won the Super Bowl. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to provide helpful advice to you, hopefully in an entertaining way, to keep you engaged, but ultimately to help you grow a more successful lawn care business. If you haven't done so, also check out the 2018 Lawn Care Life Conference sponsored by Jobber. More details at lawncarelife.com. See you later. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Creel. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you're either in the lawn business or you're considering starting a lawn business. We started a video series, and this is the 10 most asked questions by lawn business owners. So today, question number 1, possibly the most asked question: how much money can I make in the lawn business? Well, the short answer is you can make millions of dollars, okay? I'm not necessarily going to teach you how to make millions of dollars because I'm not sure I know how. All I know is that a lot of people do make millions and make it big in the lawn business. But what I'm interested in is for all these people out there with a truck and a trailer and a dream to help them to be able to make a good living in the lawn business. And so if that's you, then you're at the right place. So let's just throw out some numbers just to give you an idea of what you can make in the lawn business. Let's say you have one mower, truck, trailer, and one helper. So you're cutting 15 yards a day with your 2-man crew at $35 a piece. So these are relatively small yards, and 15 small yards is a very reasonable number for a 2-man crew. So at $35 a piece, 15 yards, that's $525 a day, and you're working 5 days a week, let's assume. So you're clearing $26.25 a day, or that's your gross. So let's say you pay your helper $500, that puts you down to $21.25. Then you have fuel and some other expenses. So, but still, with those, you're still profiting almost $2,000 a week, and that's just with you and one other person. 15 yards a day. So I just throw that out there just as a taste of what you can reach. Even in your first year, you can get up to that level. I mean, certainly by your second year. So, and that's a good living, and you can certainly keep growing a 3-4 man crew and add a second crew. But these are numbers you can get to very quickly. So that's it for the day on what you can make in the lawn business, and see you next time. Thanks.
Thinking of starting a lawn care business? How do you do it? Equipment? Money? Experience? Well, it's your lucky day. From a successful businessman and lawn care expert, a lawn business ebook package. Finally, a lawn care business expert to give you practical, easy to understand information on how to start a lawn care business, 100% guaranteed. Buy it today. Click the link and start your future today.